English short stories for beginners. 100 English short stories to improve vocabulary and learn English in a fun way. Learning English through short stories. Episode 7. Number 40. Ticket control. I remember when I was a kid, I spent some time in Germany. I even went to school there. In this country, trains are an essential part of daily transportation. We were a group of 4 children and it was winter with a lot of snow. Irma was one of the smaller children. At that time, she was only 11 years old. We made a trip by train from Munich to a smaller city. It was a nice and modern train, and we had even our own compartments. We heard somebody knocking on the door. It was the ticket inspector, a man in a uniform just to see if we had bought tickets. One by one, he inspected the tickets. But Irma was nervously searching her bag. She couldn't find her ticket. The inspector asked for her identification, then he told her to follow him. At that time, the train had stopped at a little town. We waited for Irma to return, but nothing happened. Suddenly, the train moved and through the window, we could see Irma standing by herself frightened at the train station. But Irma looked different. Then we noticed that Irma was just standing there without her jacket. She had left it at her seat and apparently the inspector had kicked her off the train, letting her practically freeze to death at the station. Number 41. Unemployed. Lara finds herself unemployed again. For the last 3 years, she has been working as an accountant, but the company went bankrupt. The company she was with before has outsourced all the accounting to a company in India. Over the last decade or so, Lara has been employed on and off, sometimes with many jobless months in between. Nevertheless, Lara thinks of herself as a reliable, punctual, and trustworthy person, and with a little luck, she thinks she soon will be employed again. Every day, she searches the classified employment websites and also the local newspapers for job openings. She sends out her resume to every company she can think of in the hope for work since unemployment diminishes her savings. One of her most important principles is to never give up. Her dream job is still being an accountant, but she knows times have changed. She is flexible as finding work as a secretary would serve her as well. Number 42. Divorced. Last year, I divorced my husband. My former husband is an alcoholic and cannot support his family. Fortunately, the children are already working, but still they need financial support once in a while. I am meeting other divorced mothers at weekly meetups. Often, we do excursions or share leisure activities. Some of my divorced friends will marry again, as it happens quite a lot. I noticed if people stay alone too long, they become often alcoholics themselves. I have said goodbye not only to my husband, but also to alcohol. I am on the best way to master my life anew. Number 43. Buses and trains. Marco and Jane are siblings. Every weekend in the morning, they start a trip to visit their grandmother. Their grandmother lives in a distant city. Since the siblings don't have a car, they need to take public transportation, precisely the train and the bus. First, they have to take a communal train to the next major city. At the main train station, they have to take the metro train to get to the other side of the city. After that, when they have finally arrived at the last station outside the city, they have to take a bus to get to their final destination. a village in the countryside. The whole journey takes about half a day and usually they arrive just before lunch. After resting an hour or so, they leave and take the trip back to the city, taking the trains again just to arrive home at dinner time. They both save eagerly to buy a car as a trip to their grandmother by car would just take about an hour. Number 44. A famous book. For about a month, I have been reading a fascinating book written by a famous author. The book is novel and is about an old man who goes out fishing in the ocean. He has to fight a large and mighty fish, and in the end, the old man wins this struggle. However, the book shows a deeper meaning. The author is Ernest Hemingway, who wrote the novel The Old Man and the Sea in 1951 in Cuba. This work is considered as one of the best in the world literature. He was awarded the Nobel Prize for World Literature. I am fascinated by this book and I'd love to read more from this author. I'm able to think that good books are much better than movies. Number 45. A simple salad. Lisa works in a fine dining restaurant in London. She just started 2 weeks ago. Most often, she works in the kitchen, but when the restaurant is busy, she must also help out as a waitress. The chef is well known and celebrity, and today he will work in the kitchen himself. Dinner service has started and the first orders are coming in. The chef shouts at Lisa, "I need a simple salad, Lisa." Lisa immediately starts to work on it. First, she cuts lettuce and then mixes the salad with sliced cucumbers. She also chops a tomato in 4 pieces, cuts an onion and a few olives into the salad. In the end, she mixes all the ingredients with olive oil, vinegar, salt, and pepper. The salad is ready. Lisa shouts out. The chef looks bewildered at the plate. "This is what you call a simple salad?" Number 46. Easter. Easter in England and Europe in general is a holiday that involves the whole family. On Good Friday in the countryside, they often make bonfires where family and friends gather for some barbecue and sometimes music is played. The Easter festival is a tradition in many countries. For children, Easter morning is the most important day of the festival. In the morning hours, children love to paint hard-boiled eggs and hide them in the bushes. They make a game out of it to find the hidden eggs, but not all of the eggs are always found. Even weeks after Easter, there are times when the land stinks of rotten eggs that haven't been found. Watch the continuation of these stories in the next video. Thank you so much for watching this far into the video. Remember to subscribe to the Mr. English channel and hit the bell icon to be notified when I post new videos.